Pro wrestling is one of the most dangerous avenues an individual can take part in, and the risk for injury is high if certain moves aren't pulled off safely, correctly, and professionally. Certain iconic moves look devastating as a viewer, but they are actually safe thanks to the wrestlers being total pros and knowing how to deliver and receive that move. However, if these specific moves would be delivered by an untrained wrestler, then the consequences could be fatal. Join us now as we look at 11 WWE wrestling moves that could be fatal in real life. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Number 11. The Curb Stomp. There's been a ton of discourse in recent years surrounding the Curb Stomp. The move involves Seth Rollins stomping his opponent's head into the mat, and for an extended period, Vince McMahon believed the move was far too dangerous and decided to outright ban it. This ban though was later reversed and Rollins was allowed to use the move again, but fans did acknowledge how the move could be seen as dangerous. If the move was performed by a member of the public, then someone's head would be bouncing off the floor, and depending on what surface the move was performed on, it wouldn't be a pleasant sight. Number 10. The Burning Hammer. The Burning Hammer is a move that is rarely seen on WWE television today. This is mainly because the move is insanely dangerous and one small mistake can lead to a serious injury. The move involves an opponent being lifted onto a wrestler's shoulders. The wrestler delivering the move will then take down their opponent head first. The move is terrifying to look at, and there's always visible concern that the wrestler has been seriously hurt. If this was delivered by an untrained wrestler, then it would likely lead to a broken neck due to the impact of the unfortunate landing. The WWE have been reserved in allowing their talent to use the move, with names such as AJ Styles and Matt Riddle being allowed to use it, but only on rare occasions. Tyler X previously used the move as his finisher, but this was a modified version of the move which allowed the wrestler taking him to land on their front. Number 9. The Tombstone Piledriver. The Undertaker's Tombstone Piledriver is one of the most iconic moves in pro wrestling history. The reality of the move is that the opponent's head never touches the mat, but if it did, it wouldn't be a great result. The top of someone's head coming crashing onto the mat would likely lead to a concussion or an even worse outcome. Now, there was some drama surrounding the Tombstone Piledriver back during The Undertaker's early days in WWE. Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan would claim that the move hurt his neck as The Undertaker spiked his head right onto the chair. However, this was debunked, meaning that Taker always managed to deliver the move with care and diligence. Number 8. The Leg Drop. The leg drop is one of the most overused moves in pro wrestling. It was made famous by Hulk Hogan, who used the move as his finisher for decades. Whilst the move doesn't look special, if this was performed for real, the aftermath of the move wouldn't be a pretty sight. The move involves a wrestler, usually a super heavyweight, coming down with speed with their legs onto the opponent's throat. If this was genuine, the wrestler's throat would be crushed and they would be unable to breathe. Thankfully, if a wrestler is extensively trained, the move is safe to pull off, as the wrestler delivering the move knows where to land to keep their opponent safe, and there have been very few accidents with the popular move. Number 7. Super Kick. Now, speaking of overused moves, the super kick in modern wrestling is as popular as the punch or a kick. The move was popularized by Shawn Michaels, who used the move throughout his career and managed to win countless world titles with the beloved finishing move. If a kick though actually connected with the wrestler's head, then they would suffer a severe head injury, and multiple kicks to the head over time is going to lead to brain damage. This extends to other versions of the popular wrestling kick moves, such as the Brogue Kick and Randy Orton's Punk Kick. If wrestlers actually performed these moves, there would be a lack of wrestlers in the industry, as the majority of them would be forced to retire due to serious injury. Kicks, whilst common in pro wrestling, are mostly executed with care, and wrestlers rarely make contact with the wrestler's face. Number 6. Bonsai Drop. The Bonsai Drop is one of the more underrated finishing moves that has been delivered in WWE. Former WWE champion Yokozuna and would see him drag his lifeless opponent to the corner, climb to the second rope, and jump down, landing on the opponent's chest. This move looked brutal to take thanks to Yokozuna's conviction in delivering the move, but also excellent selling on the part of the wrestler receiving it. Now, to execute this safely, Yokozuna would usually land on his feet and then safely sit on the opponent for a few seconds. But there were a number of occasions where Yokozuna, for whatever reason, decided to perform the move with a degree of force. This was seen on Raw in 1994 when Yokozuna executed the move with his full weight on jobber Dan Dubiel. Dubiel looked to be in agonizing pain, and the referee had to inform Yoko that he needed to get off him immediately. It goes without saying that if this move is performed by untrained wrestlers or fans trying the move at home, then the results could be catastrophic. Number 5. The Vertebral Gap. One of the most visually pleasing moves in wrestling is the Vertebral Gap. However, when watching the move being performed, it's easy to see how and why WWE are reluctant to allow their talent to use the move. The move is in essence a lifting backdrop into a reverse piledriver, and the wrestler taking the move always seems to land on their head. In real life, this would be incredibly painful and would result in medical attention being needed. According to the man who made the move famous in North America, that being Hurricane Shane Helms, the move is actually relatively safe. Helms revealed that he never hurt anyone with the move, and it's solely about how you execute it. Number 4. Chokehold. Chokeholds can be found in virtually every single wrestling match. They are used as rest spots, but can also be used as finishing moves, with variations of the move coming from the likes of Samoa Joe and even The Undertaker with his Hell's Gate submission move. Now, the key to delivering this move safely is all about the pressure. Obviously, if pressure is applied, the wrestler taking the move is likely going to pass out or could be strangled. It's important to remember that the wrestlers delivering these moves have spent years perfecting them, and this is one of the reasons why WWE airs a "don't try this at home" broadcast message on a regular basis. Number 3. The KO Punch. Punches are found in every match, but Big Show's KO Punch would be potentially fatal in real life. A close to 500-pound man loading his fist and delivering a punch to the jaw at force would no doubt knock someone out, and the result could be devastating. The move ultimately relies on Big Show making little to no contact to keep the move safe. Wrestlers are no doubt extremely grateful that Big Show has never botched the move and accidentally hit a wrestler with a legitimate KO punch. Number 2. The Brainbuster. The Brainbuster move begins like a standard suplex, however the wrestler taking the move is brought down to the mat with force, usually landing on their head or neck. The move itself looks incredibly dangerous and is only used by wrestlers who know they can pull it off safely and effectively. WWE have banned the move, only allowing certain wrestlers to use it and opting to allow talent to use modified versions of the move. If a Brainbuster was delivered by an untrained wrestler, then a broken neck would likely occur. WCW had the right idea when they allowed Goldberg to use a modified version of the move. Goldberg's version, known as the Jackhammer, manages to highlight Goldberg's sheer strength. He would hoist his opponent in the air before slamming them down on the mat onto their back. This is a much safer way to perform the move, as it's in essence a modified suplex, and the degree for error is minimal. And number 1, the Piledriver. For the longest time in WWE, the Piledriver was a common move found in several matches. However, over the past 2 decades, WWE have decided to outright ban the move, believing it to be dangerous. The move can look scary as a wrestler taking the move gets spiked on their head, but according to a number of wrestling legends, the move is safe if it's performed correctly. When CM Punk and John Cena went off script in 2013 and delivered a piledriver in their match on Raw, there was an audible noise from the crowd. The fans knew they had seen something they shouldn't have, but there was concern that Cena had been genuinely hurt. Thankfully, he was fine, as Punk was a total pro and knew how to deliver the move. The move under no circumstances should be tried at home, as naturally an individual being spiked on their head or landing awkwardly on their neck could lead to a trip to the emergency room. But there you have it, folks, 11 WWE wrestling moves that could be fatal in real life. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.